Hey everyone, welcome to SportsRecruits 101 and navigating the recruiting process. Super excited to be here to talk to you about how SportsRecruits can be used as a tool and an asset in your recruiting process and go through some of the features with you tonight. But before we get started, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Kayla Schaal. I'm a customer success specialist here at SportsRecruits, and I'm a Mount Aloysius College soccer alum. So I played soccer in college at Mount Aloysius. And like I said, super excited to have the opportunity to speak to you guys tonight about how to leverage SportsRecruits and how to utilize it throughout your recruiting process. Since I'm super passionate about this and passionate about helping student athletes, be able to play at the next level. So before we really get into things, we at SportsRecruits really pride ourselves on the idea that we're not a recruiting service, but we're more of a network that connects high school athletes, parents, clubs, high schools, coaches, and event operators throughout the recruiting process, creating different opportunities for all stakeholders involved. So we have over 500,000 athletes that are actively using our platform and have profiles on SportsRecruits that are between the ages of freshmen, all the way through seniors in high school, or that current high school age. We're partnered with over 1,500 clubs across a variety of different sports, and we have over 10,000 club and high school staff that are using the platform to help their student athletes as well. We also have over 60,000 college coaches that actively are using SportsRecruits to power their recruiting efforts. And that's across 28,000 college programs in a variety of different sports. And we also partner with over 500 plus events across the country. And these range from different tournaments, showcases. So yeah, going back to the idea of we're truly a network and we're here to be able to connect all these pieces of the recruiting process together. So just to go over briefly our tonight's agenda, we'll first be just diving into the importance of online exposure throughout the recruiting process, and how you can start filling out your Sports Recruits profile. We're also going to talk about building your target list of schools and how that's related to the school search function on the platform. We'll then be discussing the importance of video throughout the recruiting process, what types of video you should have on your account, and how you can use SportsRecruits to upload video and create highlight reels and things of that sort. Then we'll dive into messaging college coaches, what to say to college coaches, when to message them, and how to message them using SportsRecruits. And then we'll also discuss just the different resources that we at SportsRecruits provide you all as student athletes, parents, and members of a club. And then at the end, I'll leave time for a question and answer. So if you have any questions throughout the webinar tonight, you can just go ahead and put them right in the chat, and I'll make sure we carve out some time at the end so I can answer any of those questions. And just so you guys are aware too, this webinar is being recorded and will be distributed to you guys tomorrow via your email. So if you have any other questions, you can definitely have the opportunity to look back at this recording. But we also post all of our webinars to our webinar landing page. So you can, if you're interested in learning more about the different types of recruiting based webinars we have, those are available to you on the webinar landing page and our YouTube channel as well. All right, so diving right in, we're going to really talk about the importance of online exposure. So, this is basically where your recruiting process starts, is you're building out a complete profile. And this is essentially a place where you can store all of your athletic and academic information, and a place where college coaches can come to learn more about you and eventually communicate with you later down the road. For any parents on this call, I always like to explain the student athlete profile and compare it to, you know, an adult's version of a LinkedIn, right? So this is a place where you're able to, ability to post all of your information, and just keep it as a athletic and academic resume for college coaches to be able to access. So as college coaches have the ability to, use different athlete discovery tools while looking at different athlete profiles. So they have the ability to filter different athlete searches and feeds based on the available things that student athletes put on their profile. So that's why it's really important to fill out as much information on your profile as possible, because college coaches can filter on their side of the platform by academic information, so class year, GPA, things of that sort. They can also filter through athletic information, position, whether you play for a certain club, if you have any athletic honors and things of that sort. They can also, while they're looking through athletes, filter if athletes have video on their profile. And then they can also filter if athletes have favorited their program or if athletes have sent them a message. So it really narrows down their search. So this is why we really emphasize taking the time, 10 to 15 minutes, to just put as much information on your profile as you're starting to build this out. I want to direct your attention to this little image here we have on the right. So at the top left corner, this is what college coaches can see. Right, so the top left corner is, you see here it's an athlete profile that has video on their account. And then in the bottom right corner, you'll see that this is what a profile with an athlete who doesn't have video on their account looks like to a college coach. And I think it's just important to call out and note the difference in these two profiles and how much more appealing it is for a college coach to see an athlete with video on their profile. It's more likely that a college coach is going to skip past an athlete if they don't have video on their profile. So that's just something we really recommend because it just looks way more appealing to them as they're looking through college prospective student athletes. And something to really keep in mind again as you're starting to build out this profile, just getting as much information on there so you can hit these different filter criteria that college coaches can search for student athletes by. So now we're going to talk about building out your target list of schools. So we at SportsRecruits recommend that athletes, when they're starting out their target list of schools, aim to add 20 to 30 schools, on their list to start. And we always just emphasize casting a wide net because you don't want to limit yourself at the start of this process. You want to reach out to a variety of different schools and have a bunch of different schools, combination of bigger schools, smaller schools, everything on your list because this process is going to be fluid and your target list and your needs and wants out of a school is going to change frequently, especially if you're younger and you're, a freshman starting the recruiting process. It's going to look very different. That target list is going to look very different than your kind of final list as a senior. And we also like to categorize different things to keep in mind as you're building out this target list of schools. So there's 5 components that we really like to hone in on. So the academic fit of a school. So does it have your major? Are you academically challenged? Things of that sort. The athletic fit, what level of college athletics do you want to play at? And when do you want to see the field, right? If you're looking to, be a Division 1 athlete, play at the Division 3 level, the JUCO level, those are questions you need to be asking yourself. The geographic fit. Do you want to be far away from home, right? Do you want to be in a different climate? Do you want to be more south? So asking yourself those type of questions. The social fit. Do you resonate with a certain student population? Do you want Greek life out of school? And then obviously the financial fit. So is a financial aid a concern? Can you get certain scholarships, athletic or academic? Just really painting a holistic picture by asking yourselves these types of questions, because we don't want you to just hone in on the athletic component when you're building out this list. We at SportsRecruits always like to reference the broken leg test. So if you're to commit to a school athletically, you go in day one, you're to break your leg or have a season-ending injury and you can't play. Do you still see yourself at that school? Can you still, see yourself on that campus and still enjoy your time at that school if athletics were to be taken out of the question and the equation? So just some things to keep in mind because this is not just a 4-year decision, right? It's a 40-year decision. You're committing to this time at this school and ultimately earning a degree that will help you throughout the rest of your life and your career. So building out your target list of schools is directly related to the school search function that is found right on your profile and the school search tool. So in this tool, you have the ability to search and filter every college program in the country. And it's really great because you can narrow your search based on different criteria, whether that's athletic, academic, and social criteria, anything that's important to you. And some of those filters are the following, right? Academic selectivity, different majors offered. If you're looking for a certain athletic conference or division, or like I mentioned earlier, a different state or region, you can apply those filters in the school search bar. And then essentially after you apply those filters, it's going to generate a long list of schools that are related to those filters that you entered. And from there, you're able to look at that list and be able to click in to a school that really entices you, that's really appealing to you. So, for example, if I use a school search tool and I see Mount Aloysius College, I can click on that program link directly and it will take me to the school's landing page that on SportsRecruits. And on this school's landing page, it's going to contain just a high level overview of all essential school information. So, an athletic overview, more admissions details, financial aid rates, and just things that you need to know as prospective student athletes, parents, and club staff and club coaches as well, to really help you make that decision if that's a school that you want to add to your target list of schools. In the school search tool as well, you also have the opportunity to utilize the roster needs filter. So roster needs are the open spots that a college is recruiting for in upcoming class years. And needs are this tool is really powerful because needs are published and maintained directly by college coaches on SportsRecruits. So we, as employees at SportsRecruits, are not updating these needs. They're coming directly from the college coaches themselves. Um, and what they're looking for, right? The positions that they need to fill, and roster spots they want to fill on their specific team. So essentially, at minimum, a roster need has to be an athletic position and class year, but sometimes coaches will add additional requirements to really hone in on their search and filters. So sometimes they'll add additional requirements such as, a need that maybe includes a certain GPA, or for athletes that just have video, or, if you're meeting a certain athletic benchmark. So to really become a full match for that specific school. So that's just also something to keep in mind. And that just goes back to truly taking the time to build out and list as much information on your profile. So therefore, if college coaches are publishing needs that are a little bit more descriptive and have more requirements, you'll be able to meet that criteria. So when you're building out your target list of schools, you can use the favorites feature. So if you look to the right here, it's that little heart icon. That will show and indicate if you favorited a school. And you can favorite a school in three places on the student athlete profile. One is directly from your activity feed. Two, the school search tool, which we just briefly talked about. And three, that school profile, so that school landing page that hosts all of that essential information. You can favorite a school directly from there as well. So once you favorite a school, it will automatically store all of the schools that you put that little heart next to in your favorite list in an organized target list that is found in your schools tab right on your profile. And then as you're moving through the recruiting process and as your list changes, you can essentially categorize these schools as either fit, reach, or safety. You'll have the opportunity in this target list, the school list, to be able to sort them by, different ranks. And you'll also be able to maybe, sort them by if the last time you had a contact with that college coach via the messaging system. So this is a really powerful tool to be able to have access to because it keeps everything organized in one centralized place right on your profile. It gives you the opportunity to constantly be able to reference this without having, different Google Sheets open, different tabs open. And it gives you the opportunity to really make this specific to you and to be able to reference it every time you're logged into your SportsRecruits account. So now moving into the importance of video in recruiting. So why is video important? Well, a lot of us know that now we live in a very virtual world, and having video on your profile is a huge part of being able to get noticed by college coaches, but a huge component of getting recruited, especially in our very virtual world nowadays. So college coaches are using video to analyze and evaluate student athlete performance. And an effective video on your profile can really be a strong first impression with a college coach. And especially as a younger player, too, college coaches are using video now as sports are getting more competitive to truly evaluate your athletic development as you move through high school. So that's really important to keep in mind. If you make a good first impression with them as a freshman, like they're going to keep checking back on your profile to see how you're constantly evolving and improving as an athlete throughout the recruiting process. Something to also keep in mind too is that college coaches are extremely busy people, right? So sometimes they're managing, in-season events, they're trying to coach, some of them are teaching, some of them are traveling to different recruiting events. So they're very, very busy people. And a lot of the time, they don't have the opportunity or the staff or, the ability to be at all of these in-person events. So that's why video is so important. It gives them the opportunity to essentially recruit from their phone or from their tablet, which is huge. And that's why we always really, really emphasize here at Sports Recruits the importance of getting video on your profile so you can get in front of college coaches and they're able to quickly make those evaluations on you without necessarily having to watch you play in person. So there's three different types of video that we always like to suggest student athletes have on their profile. They consist of highlight reels, skills videos, and raw footage. So highlight reels, which a lot of you are probably familiar with, these are going to be one of the first videos that coaches see when they land on your profile. So we want these highlight reels to include clips from any live competition. And you want this to be essentially, I compare it to like a movie trailer, right? You want this to be some of the best moments, the best clips to really, captivate that coach and really allow them to get excited about what they're seeing to then be able to look at other video on your profile, look at more details of your profile, um, to then be able to make a proper evaluation of you. So highlight reels are typically only 10 to 20 clips. They're showing a variety of different skills, and they're some of your best skills. You also want to have some skills video on your account. So these can be clips from practice footage, demonstrating the same skills multiple times from different angles if you really want to emphasize some things you're working on. This is really great for younger players as well, especially to show that development throughout the recruiting process. And also, too, we've learned just from our conversations with college coaches that they love watching when student athletes put live or raw game footage on their Sports Recruits profile. And this is just unedited, unfiltered game footage, whether that's a full game, a half game, or a quarter, just a little bit, because college coaches are always looking to see how these student athletes are responding on the field, right? How they're interacting with their teammates, how they're interacting with their coaches. How are you handling yourself if you're losing? All of these types of questions they're asking themselves. And this is just a great way to show them how you as a student athlete carry yourself, on the field in a live game setting, because as a college athlete, that's where you're going to be 90% of the time. So there's a couple ways you can add video to your Sports Recruits account. And one of them is just uploading or embedding any raw footage that you have just like on your phone or video that you've collected from different tournaments. The great thing about having a Sports Recruits account is you can add unlimited amounts of video to your video library. This includes, like I said, any of the video I mentioned previously, highlight reels, raw footage. So great place to store all of your video. You can also connect video from video partners. So we're partnered with Sideline HD and Ball Time, so you can directly connect video if you have accounts with them to your Sports Groups profile and be able to publish highlight reels and video for them to see directly on your Sports Recruits account. Same with YouTube. It's not a connection, but you can embed video from YouTube Huddle or Vimeo. Similar, you can, if you have a YouTube highlight reel and you don't feel like downloading it, you can just embed it directly to your profile. And I think something that's also really unique is that we give you the opportunity to showcase what videos you want college coaches to see and what video you kind of just want to keep to yourself on your profile. So every video that you upload will have a little toggle in the bottom right corner, and you'll be able to either toggle that so it shows green or toggle it so it's gray. If a video has the toggle and it's shown green here, similar to what this athlete's profile is to the right, all of that video will be publicly on your profile and visible for college coaches to see. So if I upload a video right now and I turn that toggle green, a college coach can go view my video right now. But say you're working on a highlight reel and you're not quite ready to publish it yet, you can make it not visible until you're ready to make it public to college coaches to view. So we at Sports Recruits also recognize and acknowledge that editing video and getting video uploaded and making these highlight reels can be really tough sometimes. So every user, free or paid, has access to the highlight reel editor, which is a free tool that's available to everyone. It essentially allows you to create clips from any uploaded film to build very simple highlight reels that you can then publish directly to your profile and send directly to college coaches. So this is a great tool to use to be able to cut and make very simple reels to get on your account if you have video ready to go. It's also important to note that although this is a very basic tool, we also have a professional post-production team that you can provides additional services. So if you want to have title cards added to your highlight reel or isolation effects, that's just an additional service that we offer. So if you're interested in learning more about that, you can learn a little bit more on our knowledge base about the post-production services. And in our recruiting guidance packages as well, we also offer more hands-on professional reel development services. So if you're interested in learning more about our different package offerings as well, I'm going to drop a link right before our Q&A to be able to schedule a call with our recruiting analyst. If you're a free user, you'll be able to learn more a little bit about that and how you can, learn more about video and what those packages have to offer. All right, so moving into messaging college coaches. So one thing that we get asked a lot here at Sports Recruits is, what do I say to a college coach and when should I be messaging them? So our rule of thumb is that if there's any updates related to athletic or academic information that are somehow related to the entirety of the recruiting process, that's a green light to go ahead and reach out to the college coach. So some things that you can, just some bullet points to keep in mind for initial outreach is obviously introduction. If you have an event coming up and you want to send them your schedule, or after an event, you want to talk about how you performed, that's a great way to reach out. If you just created a new highlight reel or you have new videos that you want to share with them, that's a really great way to start a message thread with a college coach. If you're a junior or a senior and you have updated test scores or you have updated transcripts that you want to share with them, that's a great way, again, to reach out and connect. A lot of student athletes that are on Sports Recruits love to send college coaches, in-season updates, or if you have a great season in general and you just want to give them a high level overview after your club or high school season is over, you can definitely do that via message as well. And I also think this is really important, but asking a coach for just more information about a school and a program, right? A lot of people forget that college coaches are employees of these universities, right? They're staff and they want people to be bought into the school and their program. So they're always looking to, answer questions about their university and how their university, can really help you achieve your goal. So that's something to always keep in mind as well. Just one of the topics outside of, you know, the day-to-day like introduction or highlight reel videos and stuff like that. And we also get asked a lot, what you should be saying to a college coach. And we provide some templates on our knowledge base and also our recruiting resource center that you can use to, spark an idea on how to message a college coach. If that's something you're interested in, you can just go to our knowledge base and copy and paste that template that we have available to you. So how to communicate with college coaches. So building out your profile is a first great step in getting your information on your profile, but actually communicating with colleges and getting your information in front of them is kind of this second piece to this puzzle. So in order to communicate with college coaches, that is using the SportsRecruits messaging system. And this is kind of the cornerstone of our platform because the SportsRecruits database right now contains every college coach and their contact information from every athletic program in the country. And, our team is doing a quarterly audit of all of these coaching changes, and we're very on top of these changes. So we can ensure that this information is very up to date and accurate. So essentially, how to use the messaging system. If you want to message a specific program, so for me, for example, if I want to message Mount Aloysius College Soccer, all I have to do is type in Mount Aloysius College Soccer in the to line of the messaging system. It will automatically populate that school and automatically copy those email addresses we have in our system for the coaches at that time. You can then type out your message, and then once you send your message, it will automatically, at every message you send, embed your profile link at the bottom of that message, which you can see right here. Every message you send, your profile link is going to be attached, which is huge because if and when a coach reads your message, they'll be able to directly have access to your Sports Recruits profile because it's automatically embedded in every message you send. We also get asked a lot, like how college coaches are receiving these messages from the messaging system. So every message that you send is delivered directly to their personal inbox, whether that's Gmail, Outlook. So it looks like it's coming from a normal email account, but it's also delivered directly to their sports recruits messaging inbox. So they're getting hit with it in two places, which is great for you guys, because it's just getting your information out there twice as much. And yeah, I think this is really powerful because with again, every message you send, you're putting your profile link there automatically for them to be able to directly go to your profile, which then goes back to making sure that you have as much information on there as possible because this link is getting sent to them every time you send them a message. So when a college coach clicks on your profile linked, that link is essentially tracking college coach views at that time. So it will bring college coaches to your profile. And essentially, what will happen is if they click on that link and are scrolling on your profile, you will get a notification in real time that they viewed your profile. Um, and you'll get a notification for a variety of different things they click on, right? If they just open your link and are scrolling on your account, and just viewed your general profile, if they viewed a certain video or highlight reel, you'll get a notification for that. You'll get a notification if they click into your transcripts or like one of your press links, and it'll appear just like it does right here in this bottom corner. And yeah, this is super, super powerful for you guys as families and student athletes and club staff because it just provides great transparency in the recruiting process, right? Like you're able to see who's looking at your profile, how many times they viewed something, if they've watched something over and over again. It just provides that transparency for you, to really be able to understand like what colleges, what types of schools are looking at your profile, what types of schools are engaging with your account. To really again go back to making those decisions about building your target list and finding that perfect fit. Now, I just want to go over some Sports Recruits resources that we always have available to you guys. I mentioned several times throughout this webinar our knowledge base, which just has a bunch of information in regards to different resources on the um, student athlete profile and like how to do certain things. So that's a super great resource. We also have our monthly webinars. So we host Sports Recruits one-on-one every month, but we also host other recruiting based webinars monthly. So if you're ever interested in hopping on different types of webinars that we host to learn more about just the different things that we're putting out there, you can definitely do that. And you can register by going to our webinars landing page or just checking out our YouTube channel. And we also have our Sports Recruits Resource Center and blog. And this just has a lot of up-to-date information in regards to recruiting advice, news, and just like best practices and tips that we at Sports Recruits recommend for all of our users. And obviously, too, so the customer success team, which is the team that I'm on, we're always ready to help you guys with anything related to the platform, just questions or general feedback. And our team really prides ourselves on getting back to you guys in a really timely manner. So if you have a question, we'll be sure to answer it as quickly and efficiently as we can. And you can do that by directly contacting us at help@sportsrecruits.com. And also to the right here, you can access all of our resources just by going into the More tab of your student athlete profile. So you don't necessarily have to like do a Google search for them if you're logged into your account. You can just access them directly from your profile. All right. That's everything I have tonight, but I do have some time for some questions. So let me just open up the chat here. Okay. Okay, so someone asked, can college coaches see my favorites list? Um, the answer to that is no. They are not able to see like your favorites or your target list of schools. You're only able to see everything you have on that list. However, college coaches can see if you favorited their specific program. So, say I favorited Penn State's program. Penn State can't see that I favorited, Penn State and 10 other schools, but they'll know that I favorited their specific program. All right, just a couple other questions coming in here. So what can a college coach see on your profile? So if you're logged into your account, you're able to on your profile tab, you're able to hit preview in the top left corner of your screen, and that will essentially show what is visible to college coaches at that specific time. So as you're building out your profile or working on it, you can just constantly reference that to see what college coaches will be able to see in that music or in that, sorry, in your preview. I was looking at this other question when I answered that. Is it recommended to add music to your videos? Yeah, totally. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do that. It definitely like depends on your preference. But yeah, I mean, our post-production team can absolutely add music of your choice to your highlight reel. If we are still building out the profile, is it okay to reach out to coaches even with only a few short videos and incomplete info? Yes, I would say so. I would just say as long as you pretty much have all of the basics on there, so they can just kind of get a quick overview. It doesn't have to necessarily be like the perfect product. Um, if you just have your general information on there and just some video, absolutely, for sure. Because it's never too late to start that outreach. All right. Well, one more question here. If I play multiple positions, should I include a separate video for each or combine into two? That's completely up to you. You could absolutely make separate reels for both positions, or you could just outline that. Like we have the opportunity, we give you guys the opportunity to like list if you play multiple positions on your profile. So you can just indicate that on your actual sports group profile. So college coaches will be able to know. But I've definitely seen athletes separate skills depending on position. So it's completely your preference. All right, guys. Well, that is all the time we have tonight. Again, if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to us at help@sportsrecruits.com. We'd be happy to assist you in any way possible. And again, this is going to be recorded for you. But before we log off here tonight, I did also want to share for any of our free users out there, I wanted to share our recruiting specialists calendar link if you're interested in learning more about our package offerings. So I'm just going to drop that in the chat here before we log off. Let me just grab this for you guys. One second here. One second here, guys. And I also saw another question come in about it being too early to start your profile if you're a rising freshman. No, it's not too early. I don't think it's ever too early to start getting your information out there. I would definitely recommend just starting to build it out and then continue to add progress updates as your skills evolve. Um, but let me just drop this in the chat here for anyone who's interested. There you go. So if you want to grab that real quick, I'll keep this open for just another minute here. But thank you for everyone for attending tonight. And like I said, if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us at help@sportsrecruits.com. All right, guys, have a good evening.